People use age as an excuse. I'm 50 and I'm telling you now, that's not the whole story. You can be stronger, more mobile and feel younger in your body if you train correctly.
If the energy's right.
I'm going to walk you through 10 exercises that I use with my clients over the age of 50 to fight muscle loss, keep the joints healthy and feel younger in your body. And remember, if you want a personalised program that's right for your age, watch to the end to find out about our amazing offer. As we age, we are susceptible to sarcopenia. This is muscle wastage with age, and to keep that muscle on us, we need to put it on the tension and make sure we have a good nutritional diet. So remember to choose 4 to 6 of these exercises, and as you feel stronger, add more. So the first one is bodyweight squat. What we're looking for is legs shoulder width apart, placing our hands onto our shoulders, and what we're going to do is push my bum backwards and going to descend into the bottom position. Remember, don't force the depth and go to where you feel comfortable. So what we're working here is the quadriceps and the glutes. So basically the front of the legs and our bottom. And it'll also give you a little bit of mobility in the calf area. So don't worry about not having a full range of movement. So what we can do, even if it's a half squat or a quarter squat, as time goes on, you'll be able to get some more depth in there. So the next one is step ups. And here we are, we've got our step. Start off low and then you can increase that high as you get stronger. We're working the quadricep muscles and also the little bit of the glutes. So we'll start off with an easy one first. It's just stepping up, stand high. If you want to increase that complex, what we can do is then bring the knee up. As you can see, I'm swapping legs to make sure that I evenly work both the legs. Take it nice and steady, make sure you've got the balance before increasing the difficulty. And if balance is a real issue, then just regress it or use a wall to just give you a little bit of support. So the next one is side lunge. Again, we're working the quadriceps and a lot of the glutes. Firstly, what I would suggest is make sure you get used to the exercise itself, and it can be quite complex. And then once you've got used to it, then step out a little bit further. We're going to be working the quads and mainly the glutes on this one. So firstly, I'll show you the easy option. So as you can see, I'm not stepping out too far. It's just a little bit of a side lunge. And then as we get a little bit stronger, I'm going to get a little bit more mobility in that inner leg, but I'm also then working that glute a little bit more. As we age, we lose the balance and run the risk of slips, trips and falls. This is great to just be able to catch ourselves and put us back upright and save us for any falls. And the last exercise to work the lower limb is the glute bridge. So as we get down, what I'm going to do is push up as if I'm pushing my pelvis to the ceiling. We're going to be working the glutes on this action. You don't have to go too high, just remember work within your region. Again, if you want to increase the complexities of this, you can hold it at the top. Or if you're really finding it a little bit less challenging, we can go to one limb. So from this point, we should be feeling the glutes tighten. You may feel the hamstrings work a little bit. So in terms of mobility, if it's not great, then all we need to do is conduct smaller movements. So now let's get to the upper body. The first exercise we're going to cover is the push-ups. This is going to work the chest area and the triceps. Hands underneath my shoulders like so, toes onto the floor, and then I'm going to push down and raise my body up. Make sure I brace my core throughout. If you find this exercise challenging, then go onto your knees. Again, if you find this a little bit too challenging, you can do press-ups against the wall. The other option you've got is to bring the knees closer to the hips. So the common posture that I see in the gym are people hunched over. This is due to your phone or on computer or driving. So what we're going to do is do a row to try and open that chest up. You can either use a dumbbell or you can use a band. What we're trying to do is work the rear shoulders, so we're looking at the adductors and the rear delts. So with this one, we're going to use the dumbbells. We're going to hip hinge at the hip, and then I'm going to row them to my hips. Squeeze the shoulder blades back out. Make sure you've got your core engaged throughout. Great to fight against that poor posture for daily life. And if you've got a band, just like this, it's exactly the same action. We just make sure we keep the elbows close to the body. So the next exercise is overhead shoulder press. For this exercise, we're just going to use one arm just to make sure we can focus on that movement, but also engage the core. In this position, I'm down on one knee and we're going to push to the ceiling. Take hold of the dumbbell, make sure you fire your core, bring the dumbbell towards the shoulder, and then I'm going to extend the arm to the ceiling. Nice and slow, steady, full range of movement. Again, as before, tighten up the core. Again, what we can do is change over. Same action. So what you can do to obviously progress this, you can use a heavier weight. You can also use a barbell, challenge you a little bit more. Remember, the main thing is trying to increase that range of movement. So remember, what we're trying to do is put our elbows towards our ear and ensure that the actual dumbbell is over the crown of our head. That way we get a good mobility in that shoulder and ensure we don't get that hunch forward posture. So that's it for the upper body. Now we're going to look at core, balance and cardio. So the first one we're going to do is the plank. As before, we get into the press up position. I'm going to put my hands shoulder width, and then I'm just going to fire my core, body as straight as possible, squeezing the glutes. Again, you can start from 10 seconds and work up to a minute if you have that ability. If you want to be more challenged, then what we can do is go down to the elbow plank. Again, squeezing the core and squeezing the glutes. If you find this challenging, you can go down to the knees. I'm just going to hold that for as long as you can. So the next one we're going to do is a glute kickback stroke bird dog. So the first position we're going to be getting into, easy position, hands shoulder width apart. What I'm aiming for this time is to push my heel backwards and then fire my glute, as if I'm doing a backwards glute bridge. So I'm going to push my leg up. For this one, I'm engaging my core, but also the glute as I kick it back. This is great to get a good set of glutes to support that lower back. If you find that a little bit easy, now we can go into a Superman stroke bird dog. So what I'm going to do is use alternate arms and legs. This time you really have to fire the glutes. So obviously we've got the core being worked, but also with minimal contact on the floor, we're practicing our balance. So the next one we're going to do is marching on the spot. Nice and simple. First one we're going to do is nice and low. Again, we're going to be working the quads here and trying to get some mobility in the hips. So we can start off nice and steady. If we want to increase the complexity, we can start to swing our arms. And if we really want to make it harder, we're going to try and bring our knees to our chest. Obviously, with the higher the leg, the more quadriceps we're working, but also we're increasing our ability to balance on one leg. And if you wanted to, we can then work up to a little bit of a jog. So there you have it, 10 great exercises to slow down the aging process. Pick a handful, do them consistently, and then add a few more as you progress. The tip is progression, not perfection. But how you age and how you move and how strong you feel is up to you. So remember, if you want this built into a simple, tailored plan, click the link in the description. So let me know in the comments which exercise you found the best. And we'll see you next time.